Hi guys, my name is Shayda Campbell, and in today's tutorial we are going to create a hand-lettered greeting card featuring the fiercest of fiends, Dina. So I am starting with a piece of cardstock that I have folded to make a 4x6 card. I want to put an inspirational message here, and I'm going to do some bubble letters. So I am starting with my message, which is be fierce. I am writing in simple capital letters in pencil, and then I use those pencil letters as a guide, and I take my artist pen and I go around them with that black pen and create these block letters or bubble letters. And I of course am writing be fierce because Dina, after all, is this fierce, sharp-tongued hickory horn devil, and I am also going to add a little shadow to these letters, and I do that simply by thickening everything on the right-hand side. So it's a really simple way of doing a shadow, is just to thicken up one side of the letter, and it looks nice and sort of gives it a little pop. The next thing I'm going to do is do a simple hand-drawn border, and I create this by pulling the pen towards my body. So I rotate the card to make sure that the pen is always coming towards me, and it helps me create lines that are pretty straight. A few little decorations there, and we are done. Now at the bottom of the card, I am going to write, "You got this." We're making a motivational card after all, and I am just writing that in my very best cursive. And then what I'm going to do is create a fake calligraphy or a faux calligraphy, and I do that by going back in and thickening the downstroke of each letter. So everywhere that I'm pulling the pen towards my body, I'm going to add a little extra thickness to that part of the letter. Okay, with the lettering and the border done, we've set ourselves up for success. We've got a card that looks nice, and now all we need to do is create a little illustration of Dina. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're doing a simplified sketch of just her head, and I start with a circle and her big eyes. So I just want to capture some of her key features, and I give her this big smiling mouth, and of course she's got these little horns all across the top of her head. Again, big eyes with big pupils in the middle, and always make sure you leave a little highlight on the pupil of the eye. That's what brings it to life. And once we're happy with our illustration, we can take our artist pen and start perfecting the drawing little by little. And all we want to do is capture, again, those key features of Dina. So you don't need to be able to draw her perfectly. It's just about, those big eyes, the horns on top, those two little teeth poking out. And then when you color her in, you capture all the things that make her Dina. Now, when I begin the coloring process, I always like to start with some gray just to do a little extra shading on the eyes, and of course we'll use black to color in those pupils. Now, I am using brush pens to color in my illustration today, but you could do this with crayons, pencils, markers, watercolors, whatever you like. I'm going to do all of her horns a nice dark red, and of course I'll use a little bit of pink for her nostrils and her tongue. She's looking a little bit like a scary clown right now. But once I add that green, she really pops and comes to life and looks like the Dina that we know and love. I'll just finish coloring in the green there, and then I'm going to take that gray again, add a little more shading on the eyes and the teeth, and then I'm also bringing that color up to my block letters. Block letters are great for adding a little decoration or color to, because they have this big area of negative space, so you can fill them in any which way. I chose to complete mine with a little bit of line shading today, and I think it finishes it really nicely. This fierce motivational card is now ready to mail to a friend. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Be sure to comment below and let me know which fiend you would like to see illustrated on a greeting card.